What's up, guys and girls? This is James at Locking the Value and Copy My Crypto, talking to you today about the wonderful world of crypto. Probably isn't feeling that wonderful for a lot of people at the moment with the constant bleed. However, we've had more China FUD. Nothing new. They're saying that there's stories coming out that China are banning Bitcoin mining now, but they're not. There's a ban effectively on mining it with coal or using, which has always been the case for like the last 8 years. So it's another news story that's targeted at shaking out new people out the market. I'm going to actually look at what the bigger fish are doing in the market in a second. Before I do, as always, spreadsheet is updated and it's looking brutalized. If we look at the current market caps now, Phantom, which was my top pick for the year, is now only up 44x. And literally 3 months ago, it was up 168x. It's like the market has been brutalized in the last couple of weeks. If you invested $100 into each one of these when I release the videos, you'd be up $18,000 currently from a $2,600 investment. Although that was over 50 at one point. But like we've seen with the media news stories, the FUD is crazy at the moment. I'm only in a few of these. The rest are in bigger projects. I think will do massive gains when this bull cycle gets into gear, because I do not believe we're entering a bear market. I think we're entering a bearish pattern, an accumulation phase. I think that's where we're at right now. I don't believe we're entering a bear market. And I will explain why in a sec. If you're new to cryptocurrency, check out Copy My Crypto. I release videos regularly talking about the market, sharing my portfolio, why I'm in coins that I'm in, how I'm feeling about the market. And if you're new to crypto, it's ideal for you. So check it out. Link is in the description. So Bitcoin has had a fairly significant drop again. Along with everything else. Everything is bleeding. And it's, we always experience this kind of thing during a bull cycle. It's just this one's been quite rough. It's that simple. It's that simple. And if we actually look at what's been happening over the last few, like even the last sort of 6-7 weeks, whales are accumulating at a staggering rate, and we're seeing stories everywhere. Like, where's this one? Bitcoin whale sold 3,000 Bitcoin at 58k on the 9th of May, and reaccumulated over 3,500 a week later. And we're seeing it constantly at the moment, and this is never getting to the mainstream media, but it should be. Like, whales scooped up 5.5 billion in Bitcoin as it dropped below 36k, and that was 2 days ago. 5.5 billion. Which, put into context, currently the market cap is 640 billion. Yeah, so not far from 1% of the total market cap. Not that far, right? This kind of news should be be reaching people more. And why are they doing this? I did a video yesterday where I was saying, look, fundamentally, however you feel about what's happening in the market right now, big money, big institutions are buying crypto, certainly Bitcoin, certainly ETH, and they're using it for one of two reasons. Either they see it as a hedge against the dollar and the stock market crash, which we sort of all see coming to some degree, but the time frame, everyone's got a different time frame. Or they see it as a long-term value proposition. Either way, you don't buy up 1% of the total circulating supply of Bitcoin unless you think it's got intrinsic long-term value. that's what's happening here. I don't think this bearish trajectory is done yet now. The more news FUD and the more stories we're seeing, I think Bitcoin can drop to 30 or 25 potentially, but I think it will be an accumulation phase for that time and for maybe a couple of weeks and a month after before another bullish sentiment and bullish trajectory. Because we're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing it everywhere. The exchange, there's currently $14 billion worth of stable coins sitting on exchanges. What are they preparing for? They're preparing to buy dips. So they see more dips coming. Whales, institutions, they're buying the dips for the long-term perspective. And that's what you have to have with crypto, long-term perspective. Don't sit here going, I'm going to make $1 million in a week, because it's not going to help you. Another one we saw, this was 2 days ago, someone at 130,000 Ethereum moved 110 onto Celsius network to gain some interest. Didn't sell anything. And there's a reason for it. They're going, right, this is value. This is something that's going to last me. This is something that's going to be my retirement fund. Again, FX Street. And these are stories, like these news stories from 2-3 days ago. But looking at what's happening in the market today, there'll be stories tomorrow very much like this about today. I said so many different tenses there. So, but again, Bitcoin price capitulates. So this was on the 20th. This was 3 days ago. But when it crashed, and it was one of the biggest crashes we've had in for a long time. But there were huge whales buying up the dip. Huge whales buying up the dip again. Bitcoin investor whales increased their holdings by 34,000 Bitcoin in the last 2 days as prices fell, a stronger response than in March 2020. So 34k Bitcoin added to these investor whales, and that was just on the 20th, 19th of May, right? And we are in price uncertainty. There's no doubt about it. And this is just one man's belief, but I don't believe that we are in a bear market. I don't believe I don't believe that this market cycle is done. It doesn't make sense. There's too much on the horizon with ETFs for Bitcoin, with Ethereum's new staking, with Cardano smart contracts, with Polkadot and Kusama parachains. It just doesn't ring true. This all rings true as massive manipulation at the highest level. Large Bitcoin addresses accumulated 90,000 Bitcoin in 3 weeks. And this was in April as well, as the prices were slowly starting to decline. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it, we're seeing it, we're seeing it. And one thing I would say, if you're new to crypto, keep an eye on what the whales, what the big money is doing. Because sooner or later, they're going to make moves on... their moves are going to be seen by everyone, more obviously, and that's going to be an opportunity for you to buy a dip. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on everything that's happening there. But yeah, as I say this though, we have seen some slight recovery from Bitcoin. But let's see how the day shakes out. I think there's going to be some more losses ahead, but you only lose when you sell. Anyway, that's it from me. If you're new to crypto, check out copymycrypto.com. It's the perfect way for you to get into crypto, see what I'm holding, see why I'm holding it, and if you're stressing, you've got a calm head to talk to you. Anyway, that's it from me. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.